Well, there are three steps to getting a hearing. The first and the initial step, it takes about 3 to 6 months, and it depends on what state you are in. For example, Ohio takes much longer than West Virginia right now. They're working on that. And at the reconsideration level, there's a 3 to 6 month waiting period. And then there's a 12 to 18 month waiting period to get a hearing. So it could be over 2 years from the time you begin this process until you get a hearing.
Okay.
A hearing in Social Security is more informal than it would be in a civil proceeding or a criminal proceeding. You're going to be in an office type room usually. It's not like Judge Judy. It's a non-adversarial system. If you have an attorney, which I suggest, we'll come in together, and I try to be very supportive of my clients because sometimes it's difficult. You'll come in there, we sit down, they'll let the attorney give an opening statement, and either I will be allowed to question you or the judge will do his own questioning. And I have never seen a judge be particularly mean to a client. You're not going to get cross-examination like you see on television. They just want to find out what your disabilities are and how they affect your ability to maintain competitive employment. Sometimes you can tell sort of where the judge is headed, but you're never going to know until you get that piece of paper. We get a written decision from the judge, which is either an approval or denial, and they're going to explain their reasoning of why they feel you can or cannot maintain competitive employment. When you're getting ready for a hearing, it's important to talk to your attorney about your impairments. They're going to ask you questions that are normally asked either by the judge or by themselves. Social Security is a 5-step process, so it can be a little daunting for people, but just remain calm. You want to wear your normal clothes. The judge needs to get a glimpse of what you're like on a day-to-day basis. I would say just think beforehand about how your specific disabilities or impairments affect your ability to maintain competitive employment. A hearing can vary depending on the judge. I've had hearings that have lasted 10 minutes. Those are usually the approvals. Sometimes they can last as long as an hour and a half. I would say on average they last about 50 minutes. We have a book that my boss Jan Dils just wrote. It's called Getting the Social Security Benefits You Deserve. This is a self-help book that is going to help guide you through the process. And whether you have an attorney or not, sometimes it's great just to have a handbook to lead you through this process. Thank you so much, and y'all have a great day.
Jan Dils, attorney at law. She won't take no for an answer.